A leaf trembles, not in the wind, but as if something inside it hesitates, reacts, feels. For centuries, we were certain of one thing: plants are silent, passive, lifeless in spirit. They grow, they wither, they obey nature without resistance. No pain, no awareness, no response. That certainty was comfortable, until someone, somewhere, dared to question it. And not just question it, but prove the opposite. But what happens when truth arrives before the world is ready to accept it? What happens when discovery challenges not just science, but ego, empire, and deeply rooted belief? The man at the center of this story didn't just face doubt. He faced dismissal. He faced erasure. And despite changing how we understand life itself, he nearly vanished from history. This is Forgotten Minds, where the voices that once echoed through time are now barely whispers. And sometimes, those whispers carry truths the world tried to silence. He was born in a land under control, not free, not equal, not heard. The year was 1858, a time when the world was shifting, empires expanding, ideas colliding, and science evolving faster than ever before. He entered this world in a small town in what is now Bangladesh, then part of British India. His father was not a man of wealth, but a man of principle. A man who believed that true strength comes not from privilege, but from understanding one's roots. So instead of sending his son to elite English schools, he did something unusual. He placed him in a local village school. There, the boy sat beside children of farmers, fishermen, and laborers. He learned their language, their struggles, their stories. He didn't grow up separated from the world. He grew up inside it. And perhaps that is where it began. A mind that didn't just observe nature, but listened to it. As he grew older, his brilliance became undeniable. Science wasn't just a subject to him, it was a language, a way to decode the hidden conversations of the universe. He moved to Calcutta for higher education, and later, across oceans to England, to study at institutions where knowledge was guarded by tradition and prestige. But talent does not always guarantee acceptance. In those grand halls, he was not just a student. He was an outsider, a colonial subject in a system designed to elevate others above him. Yet he persisted. Through illness, through isolation, through quiet prejudice. He studied physics, diving deep into the mysteries of electromagnetic waves, the invisible forces that connect space itself. And then, he did something extraordinary. Before the world celebrated wireless communication, before it became a revolution, he demonstrated it. He built devices capable of transmitting signals without wires, an achievement that would later reshape human communication forever. But history remembers another name for that breakthrough. Not his. Because while he proved it, others patented it. Others claimed it. Others were celebrated. And he was overlooked. Not because he lacked brilliance, but because he lacked something far more powerful in that time. Recognition from the right side of the world. He returned to India carrying knowledge that could have made him globally renowned. Instead, he faced something far more difficult: indifference. At the institution where he worked, he was offered a salary far lower than his European colleagues, despite doing the same work. So he refused it. For 3 years, he worked without pay, not out of pride, but out of principle. Eventually, they relented. They paid him what he deserved. But the message was clear. He would always have to fight harder to be seen as equal. And yet, his greatest work was still ahead of him. It began with a question so simple. It almost sounded absurd. Do plants feel? At the time, the answer was obvious to everyone. No, plants were objects, biological machines. Alive, yes, but without sensation, without awareness. But he wasn't convinced. He had spent years studying waves, signals that move invisibly, carrying information. And he began to wonder, what if life itself communicated in ways we simply couldn't see? So he built something remarkable, a machine so sensitive, it could detect the tiniest movements within plants, movements invisible to the human eye. He called it the Crescograph. With it, he observed something no one had ever documented before. Plants reacted to light, to heat, to chemicals, to injury. They didn't just exist, they responded. When harmed, their internal rhythms changed, almost like a pulse disturbed. When nurtured, they thrived, visibly, measurably, undeniably. It was as if they were alive in a way we had never acknowledged, not just biologically, but behaviorally, emotionally, in their own silent language. He presented his findings to the world, and the world hesitated, because to accept his work meant rewriting what life itself meant. It meant questioning centuries of belief, and perhaps more uncomfortably, it meant accepting that a scientist from a colonized land had discovered something profound. So instead of celebration, there was skepticism, dismissal, silence. Some praised him quietly, but many ignored him. Others doubted him without even trying to understand. His work spread slowly, not because it lacked importance, but because it lacked endorsement from the powerful. Still, he continued, he didn't patent many of his inventions. He believed knowledge should be shared, freely, openly, for the advancement of humanity. But in doing so, he gave away what others would have turned into legacy, into wealth, into global recognition. Years passed. The world moved forward. Wireless communication became a cornerstone of modern life. Plant science evolved, and slowly, almost reluctantly, his contributions began to resurface. Scientists revisited his work, validated his findings, confirmed what he had seen decades earlier, that plants are not passive, that they respond, adapt, and react in ways far more complex than we once believed. But by then, the world had already given credit elsewhere. He lived a long life, witnessing both progress and neglect. He passed away in 1937, not forgotten entirely, but never fully celebrated, not in the way he deserved. His legacy exists in fragments, in laboratories, in textbooks that mention him briefly, in discoveries that echo his work, without always acknowledging its origin. And yet his story leaves behind something powerful, a question. How many truths have been delayed, not because they were wrong, but because of who spoke them? And how many voices like his were lost in the noise of power, bias, and history? The man who proved plants feel was not just studying nature. He was challenging the boundaries of life itself, and the world wasn't ready. His name was Jagdish Chandra Bose. And if this story made you pause, even for a moment, then perhaps his voice isn't entirely lost. Subscribe, not just to watch, but to remember, like the video, so these stories don't fade into silence. And if you want to see the sources behind the truth, they're waiting for you in the first pinned comment, quietly, as they always have been.